Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first game week review of the Premier League. So in front of me, this is going to be a common theme. We have the table. We've got the Premier League table here. Now I'm going to go through it. Obviously, it's the first week. We can't be too judgmental of any team. We can say who looks good, who looks in form and all this stuff. I'm not going to be too judgmental. It's the first game. Mainly as well because I'm a Man U fan and we lost to Brighton. So this is going to be obviously something we do every single week. And yeah, so we're going to review always the table first. Obviously Southampton, I did say that they would get relegated, so that looks good so far. West Ham was probably expected against Man City though. The big shockers here are probably Wolves, so a lot of people, but I actually had Leeds down as winning, so not a shock for me. Man United obviously losing to Brighton, disgusting. Liverpool drawing to Fulham, we'll get into that. Leicester choking, but I think a lot of people could have had that down as a draw anyway. The fact Fulham were on a point is mad. Chelsea didn't look good, but they got the 3 points like usual. Newcastle 3, I think that was fairly expected, and the rest of these are pretty expected as well. I'd say Bournemouth and Aston Villa I didn't expect either. I thought Aston Villa were going to do quite well this season, so you know, getting beaten by Bournemouth off the bat isn't great. So that's the table sector. Obviously we'll probably do a bit more into that as the weeks go on, but it's the first week. Let's keep it calm. So we've got obviously my FPL team here. We're only going to do a little bit on FPL because I want to do more of a deep dive into the games. I got 50 points. Not great. I've already put in Haaland for Kane. Disgusting Kane's performance. I had Cancelo on the bench. That was an L. Zinchenko did very well for me. Trippier did well. Aston Villa obviously very poor. So same with Liverpool. Odegaard I thought would do a bit better. I mean, he's only a 5 million defender, so it's not the end of the world. Sancho on 2. I don't blame Sancho. Again, we'll get into that. I don't blame Sancho, though. Jesus could have done better, I thought. He did well, but he just couldn't score, which was a bit of a shame. Darwin Núñez, baller. I'm a big fan of Darwin Núñez. So happy he did well. Kane, fraud. He's a fraud. Aronson, I thought he had a very good game. I'm keeping him. And Pierre, obviously, Fulham actually did not too bad, so that's good. My game, here we go, pick team. This is the team I'm going to be playing for the next game week. So obviously we'll come back for the game week 2 to see how we do there. We've got Edison, Robertson. I mean, I'm not going to go through each player, but this is the team. You guys can see it. I'm not going to go into too much about it. But the big ones, obviously, I've got a few Arsenal players on the bench just because I think, I don't think Arsenal will get a clean sheet here. I think they'll win, but I don't think they'll get a clean sheet. And I think these players here, Aronson, I think is a baller, and I think Southampton aren't going to do well this year, so I think he might grab an assist or a goal. Bailly, against Everton, I'm hoping he can get an assist. I'm hoping he starts. Sancho, I'm expecting big things this season. Bournemouth, Haaland is going to be disgusting. That's why I've tripled up on City here. A clean sheet would be massive. If I can get a lot of points from Cancelo and Edison, that'd be huge. And yeah, that's a big thing really. So that's my FPL. And now we're going to go on to the actual game segment. I'm going to go through in this order, left to right, top to bottom, as that was kind of the you know what I'm saying. We're going to start from top and work our way down, as obviously we all saw it throughout the weekend. I'm not going to go into every single game. I'm not going to watch the highlights of every single game. I'm just going to briefly go over a few games. Crystal Palace and Arsenal. I did watch this game. I'm not going to obviously play it because I think most people would have watched the game. I thought it was a very good game, an incredible start for Arsenal. The first 15, 20 minutes, they were lethal. They were looking scary. I was like, God damn. It wasn't looking good for the rest of the league. Again, Palace they looked a bit off. I think Palace will do well this year, but they certainly looked a little bit off the pace. I think the whole game they looked a bit off the pace, but certainly them first 15 to 20 minutes. But then the Arsenal, they kind of dropped off. They didn't look as good. They just didn't look great. Obviously they got a goal at the end, but it was quite lucky in my opinion, but obviously it was an own goal. But I think Arsenal still will do very well this year. Jesus looked good. Saka, I mean, he was good. Odegaard, I mean, they've got a lot of ballers. Yeah, I think Arsenal will do well. I think the scoreline complements them 2-0. I think 1-0 probably complements them. I mean, you can see the stats down here. It was actually a closer game than what most think. You'd probably think Palace should have won that by the looks of it. But no, I think Arsenal deserved the win, but they didn't look as on fire as I thought they would, is what I'd say about Arsenal. We're then going to go to Fulham, Liverpool. Again, I'm not going to go into the highlights. Obviously, when you look at that, it's actually quite good for Fulham. The shots they got, not many teams get that against Liverpool. Obviously, possession, that's bound to happen. Nunez stepping up. Big fan of Nunez, said that. And I think Salah's going to drop off this year, but he did get a goal and assist, I believe. Mitrovic striking me as well. That was quite shocking. But yeah, I don't know. I thought... let me zoom in for you guys. But yeah, I don't know. I thought this was a really weird one, is the best way I can probably put this. We all expected Liverpool to win this game, and I think more so than Arsenal, that scoreline complements Liverpool. They should have lost. Liverpool should have lost. I think Fulham were the better team. They looked more scary. They looked like they were on it more. Yeah, they looked really good. Again, Liverpool looks sluggish. And I'm not just sitting here roasting Liverpool, because everyone knows they're going to get better. Everyone knows this is just the first game of the season, just need to iron a few creases out, and I'm sure they'll be back. But for the first game of the season, they looked slow. They didn't look with it, where Fulham looked with it. Fulham looks like they've played 20 pre-season games. Liverpool looks like that was a pre-season game, is the best way I can put it. The next game was Bournemouth, Aston Villa. I'm not even going to... Actually, no, I will click it. I didn't actually watch this game. I've not actually seen the highlights, so I can't talk too much about it. But, by the stats here, Aston Villa looked not too bad. Maybe you would probably want a few more shots on target from 15 shots, but possession and all that stuff looks fine. As I said, I thought Villa would do very well this year, but conceding in 2 minutes isn't going to help your team, no matter the team, conceding in 2 minutes. Yeah, that's it. As I said, I've not really watched the highlights. Well, I thought they'd do better. I think Aston Villa are a better team than that. They've got some quality players now, and 2-0 to Bournemouth. That's very complimentary. As I said, I don't know how they've played. They might have looked very sluggish as well, like Liverpool, so I'm not too sure. Next game is Newcastle Forest. Now, I did see the highlights for this. Newcastle looked good. They did look good. And I think everyone expects them to be, better this year, of course. I mean, that's disgusting. 23 shots and 10 shots on target. That's a battering. And the only issue is, I think the 2 goals that were scored, they were good goals. But Dean Henderson, he's got to do better. I mean, I'm not going to, take the piss out of the lad. But for a man that a week ago was, the talk of the town on Twitter and all this stuff, talking about I should have been the number one and, I just wanted football, I'm better, I'm all this. He had an absolute stinker. Some of those, them goals he should have saved. He looked helpless. But it's a long season, is what I'll say. Spurs, exactly how I predicted. Spurs look dangerous this year. In my opinion, they've ironed out some big issues that were the issues. I think Eric Dyer in the team, I don't really rate him. I think they probably should have got another defender. Although I'm not actually sure. Did Langley play? No, he didn't. Okay, well, maybe he goes out for that. I'm not too sure. But, yeah, Spurs dangerous. I did watch the highlights. Kulusevski did better than I thought. Again, like I said, Kane, fraud. How do you score 4 goals and your striker's not involved in any of them? No assist and no goal. That's mad. But yeah, I thought when I saw Ward-Prowse score first, I was like, God damn. I had Southampton as going down. I was like, holy smokes, what have I done? But yeah, they got battered. But I think the next few weeks will be interesting for Southampton and Spurs. Spurs have Chelsea. But it does shock me, this game. It really did not shock me as such, because I knew Tottenham would do really well, but 4-1 is a good score. And I mean, the stats here, probably not as much possession as they wanted, but a good amount of shots on target. The next game, Leeds, Wolves. I knew this would happen. I actually predicted. I've got this app. I'm not, no free sponsorship deals here. But I've got an app that you can put money on with your friends and do score predictions. And I can tell you, I had Leeds 2-1. So I got a good amount of points for that. I think Leeds look good this year. A lot of people have them down as, possibly going down, I've seen. Relegation fine. I don't think they will. I think Aronson's a baller. Bamford's back. I know that they've done a little bit of work. They've bought some good players in. They've bought clever, in my opinion. And they've still got Sinistera, who I really like as well. Where if Aronson maybe doesn't do that well over the next few weeks, I'll put in Sinistera when I know he's not fit right now. But yeah, Sinistera looks good. Everton Chelsea. This is an interesting one. Now I've seen. I watched this game, and in my opinion, the scoreline is quite generous. I'd say the stats are quite generous. This could have been a draw. This should have been a draw, in my opinion. Chelsea didn't look dangerous at all. They never, at no point in the game was I like, bloody hell. Chelsea looked dangerous. I'm worried for them this year. Obviously, Everton, they didn't either, but that's why I think it should have been a draw. But, Jorginho with a penalty. I mean, Chelsea, the one thing I respect about them is it's the same shit every year. They're boring to watch. They're probably one of the most boring teams in the Premier League. They play crap. Yeah, they grind out results. They get a penalty. They'll get a tap in. They'll make the opposition just make a silly defensive error, and they'll get a cheap goal. Because my friend's a Chelsea fan, I usually watch the Chelsea games because I'm waiting for them to crumble or lose so I can laugh at him. But they always grind it out. So, it's bloody annoying because they are crap. When I'm watching it, it's a waste. Every game I'm like, what a waste of 90 minutes of my life, if not more, because you've got to count half time. They're boring to watch. But I like a few of their players, but god damn, they're boring. And they didn't look good here at all. If they were playing a better team, they would have lost or drawn. But they should have drawn this game. They're very lucky to get 3 points there. That's enough said about Chelsea. They're frustrating. I wish Man U could do that, to be honest. We play crap enough. Only if we could hash out, get a few W's in that. I didn't see this game. Obviously, Man United were playing at the same time, but I did have notifications on, and I saw that Leicester went 2-0 up and then choked, which was quite interesting. I was very surprised when I saw Leicester go 2-0 up. I didn't think Leicester would have as good of a year, so I was very surprised. I was like, bloody hell. Leicester are looking good. But then, they kind of they did choke. Stats that you'd probably expect as well. I won't say anything shocking here, but I've not seen the highlights either. I don't know what happened, but yes, it's not great. But I think if you said to any Brentford or Leicester fan, the first game was 2-2, they'd probably go, it's. Now, the big one, I'm going to leave Manchester United last just because we're going to watch the highlights there because I want to talk to you about it. And we're going to be doing that every week. Obviously, I'm a Manchester United fan. You can come here and see my views on every other team, but we're going to do a bit more of a dive on Manchester United and my thoughts on it. Man City, I thought they played very well. They were clinical. Haaland looked bloody impressive. And I knew he would. I've always said Haaland is better than Mbappe. One of my friends, they're like, no, he's not, and all this crap. I've said it all along. Haaland is a beast. You got to think of the Prem. It's more physical. It's tough, and he's always shown it. But West Ham, they looked a bit crap. I'm not gonna lie. They never really looked dangerous against Man City. One thing I will say is when Scamacca, I think I'm saying his name right. I've heard different people say it. Some people say his name's Scamacca. Other people say like Scamacca. I'm going to call him Scamacca. Probably not how you say it, but that's how I'm going to say it. He looked good when he went on the field. He looked good. He looked quite quick. He looked strong. He was quite skillful. And he had good awareness. So I quite like the look of him. I would have loved Manchester United to get him. But yeah, he looked quite good. Only 2 shots on target for City as well, which surprised me. But they were clinical. It's Man City, they're I'll give it to them. They're beautiful to watch. They work that ball around, and yeah, they're good. That's enough said about them. Manchester United. That's against Brentford next week. Where are we? There we are. 2-1. And it's not good enough. You know, the stats you look at, you'd actually be quite happy with. Probably not the 15 shots from Brighton or the 4 on target. That's never great. But for us, if I told you, first game of the season, you know, a week ago, first game of the season, you had 17 shots against Brighton. You had 5 on target. You had 63% possession. You'd probably say, and you had 82% pass actually, you'd probably say to me, okay, you know, I'd maybe want in the 70% possession, but that's pretty good. You know, good amount of shots on target. Maybe you'd want 1 or 2 more from 17 shots, but that's decent. We won that game, right? No, we lost 2-1, and the goal we scored was jammy. I'm going to go through my predictions for next week, and then as I said, we'll come back to this as well. Aston Villa Everton. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger for you folks. Aston Villa Everton. I'm going to say 2-1 Aston Villa. Southampton Leeds, 2-0 Leeds. Arsenal Leicester, 3-1 Arsenal. Brighton Newcastle, 2-1 Newcastle. Man City Bournemouth, 4-0 Man City. Wolves Fulham, I'm going to say... Oh, this is difficult. I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1. Brentford, Man United. I mean, it's a tough one, this. I'd probably say... I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet. I think we will get a lot of goals. I think Ten Hag's going to change the team around. We'll have mostly not a new team, but you know what I'm saying. He'll make changes from last time. And I think they'll be a lot better attacking. They'll be able to get our forwards the ball. Probably go 3-1. Quite a good goal game, that. Forest West Ham. I'd probably say 2-0 West Ham. Chelsea Tottenham. 3-1 Tottenham. Liverpool Palace. 3-1 Liverpool. They're my predictions. This week, I'm sorry, it is a little bit unorganised. I'll have the game week 2. I'll have a better layout for this. I'm going to have like an actual prediction thing on the screen, so that you know next week it'll be easier for us to come back and look at. I'll have that all ready for next week though. But they're my predictions. This has been the Game Week 1 review. If you like these, obviously leave a like. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments as well anything you thought you'd change, or what you liked, stuff like that. What you agree with, what you don't agree with. And yeah, I'll probably snip that up and make that another YouTube video as well. The dissecting the Man U game. But yeah, I thought that was a good video. And just yeah, hopefully next week. We can do better, but it was a good game week. It was a very good game week, an exciting opening to the start of the Premier League season. I think it's going to be a good one, and yeah, I think that's all I can really say at the minute. It will get better as the weeks go on as well, but there's a few teams that probably need to iron out a few creases, including Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal. They didn't look as good as you would expect, but that's it. Obviously, as I said, leave a like, let me know if you enjoyed, and adios.